Because once we are clear with the purpose, is it giving the best education for our children? Is it savings? Is it giving to charities? Is it giving the memories, making memories on travels and eating out and, doing the hobbies? Everything costs money. So by doing and getting really passionate about the purpose, that's what drives the action.
Welcome to Apartment Syndication Made Easy podcast, where we simplify the world of syndication. Join us as we unravel the complexities and provide you with valuable insights to help you invest smartly. Get ready to take your investments to the next level, one episode at a time. Here's your host, Mr. Vinny Chopra.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the WHL show. We got a very special guest. We got Vinny Chopra. Vinny, what's going on?
Man, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's 44 degrees outside in California, Northern California. I live near San Francisco, so I walk every day, right? But with this cold weather, I go on my treadmill, which I'll be doing it, elliptical upstairs.
So Vinny is a real estate investor, in syndication, master at it, best-selling author, and among many other things that you do in your life. How did you get started with everything?
It's ironical. I mean, I am an engineer, mechanical engineer. That's what I wanted to do all my life. As I grew up, I go back, I used to break toys, Brandon, and, try to see how do these things work, right? And just like Legos over here in USA, we used to have Planos and others, and, you could do with screws and bolts and all anyway. So I would make these cars and how to then run the cars, with electrical or battery operated, all that stuff. I'm even thinking about movie theaters. I mean, I was always thinking, okay, how do we project, onto a screen? All those kind of things. Anyway, so I became mechanical engineer in production degree from Delhi College of Engineering in New Delhi. I grew up there. But then, I said, I want to be a manager. I remember I said, I want to be in a leadership role. And that's when I came to USA many years back, my gosh, over 40 years back. And at that time, you could only bring $7 in your pocket. My dad would have given me a little bit more money, and my grandpa paid for my ticket. And my uncle in Washington, D.C., area, he's the one who sponsored me. So I really give them so many thanks, to my grandpa, my uncle, my dad, mom, to bring me here. And the key thing is, when I came here, I sold educational books and Bible books door to door to earn tuition, to not take loans over there at George Washington. Because in Indian culture, you don't take loans on education. And even our kids also, Neil and Monica, they didn't take any loans at all. Mom and dad took care of them, and all that stuff. Anyway, so that's what it was. My uncle paid, I think, $1,500, my first tuition at George Washington University. I made up my mind, I'm not going to ask him for more money, and I don't know if he could afford it or not. He tells me he didn't know how he would bring it, but he was able to give me a good start. So I sold books door to door, knocking on doors, 13 hours a day.
What?
6 days a week, 6 days a week.
While you were in school?
While I was in school at George Washington University, summer months, we had vacation. So only in the summer months, this company would take the students from Stanford and MIT and George Washington and all over the, different campuses. They will recruit them to earn money for tuition. That's what it was. So the people who were less fortunate, like Vinny Chopra, they had to work, brother, So that's what cut my teeth in sales. And I it was very tough. I got hit by a car. I was walking 13 hours a day. I was walking. I had no bicycle, no nothing. Towards the end of summer, I think one of my very good customer gave me the bicycle. They said, "Oh my gosh, you've been walking all this." And then Moni Kilpatrick, I just thought about her name. She gave me the van. What? For 2 weeks. Because see, you take orders and take deposit from the families. And then towards the end of the summer, the books are shipped to you in your wherever you're living. Then you have to deliver them and collect the rest of the money.
Oh,
So she gave me her van, didn't charge me a penny. My birthday is in August. She baked a cake also, like a book. I still have pictures of that, I think. And she gave me cufflinks. I still have those cufflinks, which has got, I think, dollar sign on it or something. It's there. Very beautiful cufflinks. I still have them. This is 46 years back. But anyway, what happened was it cut my teeth in sales. I just loved it. Rejection, this, perseverance, you name it, brother. It changed me. It totally changed me. First summer, I worked, I made some money. Next summer, I came back. I liked it so much. Going through all this door knocking and slamming your doors at your face, and people being nasty and good also, very, very good, right? I had thick accent. I still have thick accent. People can't understand me. I have to slow down. But the thing is, I became a salesperson from an engineer to a salesperson. And I have not worked as an engineer all these 40 plus years. I worked for Larsen Toubro, one of the biggest, nicest companies in Bombay. I was in their heavy fabrication. Within few months, they promoted me to heat exchangers. Well, that's more, mechanical or engineering language. But when I came to George Washington, I was teaching as a graduate assistant. So I was always trying to make money so that I don't have to be a burden, on my uncle. And I lived with them for 2.5 years and
yeah.
never ever paid for any meals or nothing. In Indian culture, you don't do that. You don't do that. You just, it's like, and we are so close together. And my aunt, she passed away now. She was American, just like my mother. Very nice. I mean, and then they have 3 daughters. They considered me like their brother, and he's my dad's youngest brother, and still alive and kicking and everything. So I really give gratitude to him and my grandpa, because they were the force behind me coming here, not my parents. They thought they're going to lose Chopra or Vinny Chopra, which they were right, but I helped them all the way, all the way. When I started earning money, I started sending all the money back to my home, to my parents, take care of, what they needed. My sister's getting married and this and that. But then I had zero balance, brother. Zero, no negative, actually. When I got married 44 years back this year, it'll be 44 years. Kanchan and I have been married, and we had negative account, little negative,
Yeah.
zero money in the bank. We had no bank account, whatever. But that's what it is. Once you really set high goals, I think in life, things change for you.
Yeah.
Things change and you start, becoming better and better and better every day.
So what were some of the goals you set out when you were in your 20s?
Oh my gosh. The biggest thing, I think I've been a very studious boy all my life. I mean, my parents, I give dad again, big accolade to him. He was a disciplinarian. So he would hold a school in our home after dinner every night. What? A parent, a dad holding a school, all our siblings, we have 6 siblings, by the way, one
Ah,
brother and me, and 4, sisters, right? So everybody had to study. and concentrate and see what they learned and what the next chapter will be, what teacher will be teaching next day. Oh, so that ingrained in our mind to be very studious, and all our siblings are doing very well. All my brothers, sisters, everybody, and me too. Then, I topped. I remember, and in junior high, like a district. They say district. I remember, and then I topped in my marks. My grandma gave laddus. This is so
Ah,
funny what you're trying to ask me. I mean, I'm reliving this whole thing. And it's like sweets, Indian sweets. She wanted to spread to all her friends and neighborhood that their grandson has topped in the education at that eighth grade level or something. And then
yeah.
in high school, I topped. Then I got a scholarship, full scholarship from the Indian government to go to 5 years of college at merit scholarship. Plus, they gave me for money for books and all. So my parents didn't have to pay a dime at all, ever, ever.
Wow. Well, they say things are caught, not taught. And it sounds like there was a pretty good example going on in the household
Uh,
of how important it was to
thank
focus maybe not just on education, but on getting better.
Yeah, yeah, I would say so. I really owe so much every morning in Miracle Morning. I pay gratitude to my parents, my grandparents, my uncle, and all the relatives who have really shaped me, and my mentors. My mentors like Zig Ziglar and Jim Rohn and Dale Carnegie and Norman Vincent Peale, and think about Wayne Dyer, and how about I'm missing Napoleon Hill, and then Robert Kiyosaki. His book really got me going in real estate later on part in life, but single family home. When we moved here 44 years back, when we got married, we were living in one bedroom apartment with cockroaches. My wife Kanchan, she came into Bowling Green, Ohio. We had a one-bedroom apartment. She picked up some, canister. There were cockroaches underneath. She said, "Oh my gosh, what's going on over here?" Then she picked up another one. I said, "Honey, I've got the spray. Let's spray."
It's gonna be okay. I got the spray.
And then, she never asked me how much I made, by the way. I'm doing it publicly, $10,000 straight commission. My job as a motivational speaker at that time, because I got from a salesperson to more after 3 summers, I was hired by the company. I didn't have a, student. I'm still on student visa. I think I could work for only 1 year, but then their attorneys made me permanent citizen and, so on. But I was hired at $10,000 a year, straight commission. You have to earn commission to pay back the company. If you made zero money, you owe that money. So my wife said, "Oh my gosh, how are we going to take care of it?" I said, "Honey, I'm going to make 5 times the money in 2 years." That's what I told her. And that's the goal I set. And I was able to accomplish in 1.5 years. You know, it's all how you project, how you think, how you goal set, and then you work towards it like Dickens to grow your income, grow your sales. No, everything is revenue driven, right? I mean, how you can get your business to the next level and next level and next level is by setting small goals and big goals. I call BHAG, big, hairy, audacious goals in Built to Last book, Jim
Yeah.
Collins, amazing book. Stephen Brown, John Maxwell. I mean, I'm a product of all these authors and mentors. I've listened to them so many times that it's just registered in my mind. This is how the successful people do things. So you got to do the things that unsuccessful people don't want to do. So you want to be more better in your life, you got to do the things that get you out of comfort zone. And you
What
got to really build confidence and self-esteem and self-confidence. Huh? Go ahead.
so what do you think I call it pretenders versus contenders, the people who say they're gonna do something and then one challenge gets in the way and then they don't. versus the people who say they're going to do something, and even if even if they have to take a punch in the face, even if they have to get turned down 100 times, they
Yeah.
continue to show up. What do you think is the difference between the successful people and the people who just really they wonder, wish, and wait for things to happen?
Can I say something? I'm talking straight into the camera. I think it's what the whys are. Why do we exist in this life? Even if we live to like maybe 80 years, 90 or 140 years, now they're saying span with all the medicines and techs and all. But the thing is, we got to find our purpose. Because once we are clear with the purpose, is it giving the best education for our children? Is it savings? Is it giving to charities? Is it giving the memories, making memories on travels and eating out and doing the hobbies? Everything costs money. So by doing and getting really passionate about the purpose, that's what drives the action. That's what drives into goal setting. Because, see, as we all know, 1% of the people make so much money, or 80-20 rule. Let's even look at that. 20% of population makes earners make so much money, it's equal to 80% of the total earnings in every field. So what happens to the rest 80%? See, they don't want to pay the price for success.
Yeah.
Like Zig Ziglar says, and other motivational people, everybody. Many times we look at the glass half empty rather than looking at half full. And let me put more water into it to make it to the brim.
So
You know,
how do you find your purpose? Because like I get it, when you have a why, when you have a purpose, you're gonna work harder. But someone who's struggling to find their purpose, what do they do? Like, how do they even get started with figuring that out?
you know what? That's very, very important. And it cannot come. It's different for each and every person. As a matter of fact, it takes time with yourself, asking questions to yourself, looking at your likes and dislikes, looking at your upbringing. But I really believe, like Tony Robbins says, you could change the state right now with this clap. If you can live in the past, you stay in the past, and all that, you're going to be totally down and always telling yourself you're no good and there is no time to change right now, and in the future. See, I like to, if I may show, I keep this hourglass on my desk. And then this hourglass, if I turn it upside down, I talk about this as the future. So this is the future, and this time is trickling through the present. So this is the present, and this is the past. This is the past. So what we do, lots of people are always stuck in the past. I didn't do this. I'm not that good. I should have done this. I would have, I could have, and all that, right? But then they also worry about the future. They say, you know what? I don't want to do it because that is going to bring calamity and this and risks involved. So people live in the past and they live in the future a lot, but they don't really live in the present. And that's the beauty of any successful person, is to live in the present, because present really will shape the future. And not to worry. We think about so many things will go wrong if I took this step or that step, right? But take the right steps. And even if we are wrong, so what? And let's just stand up again and learn from what went wrong and make it right. So goal setting is very big in my books. 2024, we are doing it now, right now. And anybody who would like to, I mean, there are so many copies of it, but if anybody would like, I would love to send it to you too. It's a fillable 5 sheets, I think, of really looking at your past, now, and future into this goal setting worksheet. So we could provide to your audience and you and everybody.
Yeah, Yeah, please
I would
send.
love to. And then I have a free benefits page also. And my webmaster just created it. So vinnychopra.com/free benefits. And I
Ooh,
love that fact because I can keep on adding more and more and more, and everybody can just in my books also. I've written 3 books. My fourth one is getting written now. That's my well, I'm writing it, hospitality. So I did the Syndication Made Easy book 4 years back, let's say, which became top seller, international top seller. Then I wrote Positivity Brings Profitability. I've been a very positive person. So that I didn't like. My wife didn't like it. I rushed it too much. So I revised it this December. I offered a new edition of that one, which is a bigger, thicker, better. And then the Senior Living Investing Made Easy being launched next month. Actually, it's on Amazon already, but we'll be launching internationally next month. Then my fourth book is Investing in Hospitality Made Easy.
I like it. So if we go back to kind of the first book,
Yeah.
like how, whether people are looking to get into real estate investing or they're looking to understand how to get money so that they stop limiting their beliefs,
Yes.
where does someone get started? Because one of the things that fascinates me about all the things is I heard Grant Cardone say, I studied him for a while. He said so many people are worried about the money in real estate, but that doesn't matter. What matters is that you find the right deals, because if you find the right deals, you'll figure out how to get the money. And this
Totally.
guy right here, Vinny, he knows how to get the money. So, what are your thoughts on that?
I love it. I love it. Again, in that book, Syndication Made Easy book, it talks about there are only 2 things in syndication. One is to find the money with investors, friends, family, everybody. They are doing very well, but they want to invest it with you as equity partner. And then the second thing of the syndication model is to find the deal. It's not that hard to find the deal. The biggest thing is you got to find first this emerging market or the area that you should buy, where your friends' money, your relatives' money, everybody or syndicated money will flow to. So the investors need to like where you are buying. Is it in Texas, North Carolina, Ohio, Kentucky, Nashville, Florida, wherever, right? It depends where you live. And in that book, I kind of explain everything too, because I just wanted to simplify it. See, a lot of people look at syndication as a big gorilla, you know, 3,000 pound gorilla. It's not. It's not. That's why I simplified to 5 plates, like juggler, spinning 5 plates in India. That's what
Yeah.
I talk about in the book. That's what my thinking was as an engineer, to simplify the process. And lots of people are enjoying that book and my academy and all, and doing very well. My top student will be $350 million in portfolio in just 3 years. In just 3 years. So I think these are principles that can be learned. And what I'm so glad you said it, where to find the deal. So once you find out what area you're going to go into to buy multifamily or laundromat or any business or mobile home parks or storage units, not office. Office has gotten so bad rap, right? 40% occupancy and all, strip shopping centers. So you could buy anything with the money. That's the beauty. So one thing I really impress upon, and I've done well, is raising 220 million or so from friends, and they have given again and again and again. I returned the money, they gave it back again, returned the money, gave it, they want to earn money on their money, right? 15, 20, 30%. But the thing is, finding the deal is also an art. And you start talking to owners if you are doing direct campaigns and things like that. And usually people start small, like me. I started with a duplex. I still own it. My wife and I still own a duplex. We got $2,800, no mortgage, no nothing, all clear money. We have kept it for 16 years in Odessa, Texas. Then I bought 14 units for $180,000. That's my start. So that's what I teach, everybody in my book also. Go for something small, then you scale up. So you want to start small with a fourplex, eightplex, whatever, right? I don't know what happened here. Oh, okay. I'll just start over here. I'm just recording on this side too. Sorry about that. There we go. And that's my 9 o'clock meeting. No problem. I'll join that. But let's think about. So the key thing is take that first step. Don't buy single family home. Don't go wholesaling and flipping. It's just one transaction at a time. But get a fourplex or 6 units or 8 units or 10 units. And they're all around you where you live. All you have to do is, find out who are the brokers, real estate brokers in your town or around there in that zip code who market those kind of units. And you could go to loopnet.net, .net, .com or .net, and you just find out who these brokers are. Because LoopNet is bought by CoStar now. You don't want to pay thousands of dollars at CoStar, but LoopNet is free still. And you go to Crexy, you can go to so many different other places. It's very, very cheap. And you find out what these units look like. Then the next thing is to find out if they are good deal or not. So there are lots of calculators and formulas, and I would love to give everybody free my whole, underwriting template for free, totally. A lot of people pay 100, 200, $500. My students have paid me $3,000 sometimes, but I would love to. It would be my contribution to your audience, because my job 2024 is to give everybody as much as I can. Paying forward is what I'm saying, and I just want to give and teach and, all those systems because I want a lot of people to get into this field because this is the time 24, 25, 26 will be very similar to what we had 2008, 9, and 10 because there'll be some adjustments coming in the pricing and valuation and everything because of bridge loans coming due and people retiring. 10,000 baby boomers are turning 65 every night. So 10,000 people are becoming seniors every single night in USA. So a lot of them are going into retirements and downsizing. So they'll be selling some of these assets, so people can get. So it's not that hard. It can be hard if you think it's hard. But
Yeah.
if you can be learning some tricks of the trade, you get good at it. And then you look at one deal, hey, it doesn't make sense. Talk to the broker again. Say, hey, I've got the money, I've got the equity. I really want to buy in this zip code. Could you tell me anything in the pipeline you have? Word pipeline is good. And then brokers want to say, I'm a California broker right here. I've never bought and sold, but I learned the tricks to talk to other brokers. And that's what I teach in the book too. I give scripts and everything in my courses, in my academy, through videos. I give the same things.
Wow. This is a valuable call today. So
Thank you.
where can everybody find you and how did you get the nickname Smiles?
Smiles came 46 years back. Can you believe it? When I was selling books, encyclopedias, and I was laughing and enjoying because I just feel like, maybe I was smiling too much. So when I would get a trophy after 2 weeks, they would give trophies out for the performance. They took my middle name out in one of the meetings, I think about a month later, and it said Vinny, parenthesis, Smile Chopra. I said, oh my gosh. They said, yeah, you just smile too much, Vinny. And that's when I kept that name for 46 years. Every email address, I put my picture and Vinny Smile Chopra. I've done it for 46 years. I will encourage everybody. Don't be shy, go bold, live with no fear, and tell what you're doing, what your services are in a bolder way, big bold way. And one bold way is to put your picture in the signature and make it dynamic, so that people get attracted and they see, and then put down links of what you're selling. Why not? Put some quotes, make your signature very, very meaningful. And then people can reach me at Vinny Chopra. Just Google me, Vinney Chopra, Chopra, or vinnychopra.com. And then you will come across all the pages there. My podcast, Syndication Made Easy podcast, my YouTube channel, Vinny Chopra Smile, and then Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn. I'm all over the net.
He's all over, and he's a man who is giving this year, and I can't thank you enough for hopping on today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brandon. You bless you, brother, and what you're doing. I've been so fascinated with what you're accomplishing, and God bless you. How you're teaching people to speak right and be the best speakers. That is so important in life. Everybody listening and watching us, please reach out to Brandon, because you will get better. See, we get paid for speaking. We get paid for really communications. Everybody, any profession you can talk about, every leader needs that skill. So God bless you.
Yeah, likewise. Thanks so much, Vinny. Appreciate it. And looking forward to staying connected.
Thank you so much. Goodbye. Bye-bye.